The following broadcast may contain adult language and childish behavior. Nanny, nanny, boo, boo. Ass bags. It's time for the BlakeBro and Budda Show. Our guest tonight, JBTwin286, YouTube content creator, and the man and voice behind B3 Show social media commentator No Pants Mike, featuring Glittery Bell at the news desk, resident wise guy and rant commentator Tom Fasulo, Buddha Rocks, that's me at Master Control, and now, live from the Budda Nation studio in Los Santos, your host, it's BlakeBro. What's going on, y'all? Oops. Help, I unmuted. What's going on, y'all?
What up, what up?
We are back for finally number 3 after a week off. Feels good to be back for sure.
Yes,
of course.
it does.
What's that?
I said, yes, it does. Feel good to be back.
It does. See if I can't turn you guys up. Might be on my end a little bit. Give me just a second here. All right, that ought to be a little better now. Before we get on, let's see who we got in the chat watching us there from home. Mr. Monkey King, what's going on? Our buddy Walter's in the chat. Nate Gonzalez, 69 is Savage Dad. Welcome. Appreciate you being here. See who else we got here. Green Eyed Sims is back. Good to see you. There's our buddy Ramiro.
Oh, Green Eye.
And David, what's going on? Welcome back, sir. From Motivated TV, hello. There's Larry Sanders, of course, Glittery Bell, and Tom Fasulo from Fasulo Gaming, who are in studio. And there's Crispy J. And then, of course, Rocket City Gamers, our buddy Onyx Eye, rounding out the
Oxy Eyes.
The Onxy Eyes, that's right.
The famous YouTuber that was featured on the B3 show.
That is correct. That's absolutely correct.
I know.
One day that's going to mean something, right?
It is.
One day that is going to mean something. But thank you guys for being here. Blake, unfortunately, could not be here tonight. He is caught on a layover from a flight from Malaysia. So he could not be here, unfortunately, and we will miss him. We will miss him. JB, what's going on, brother?
Well, hey guys, how you doing?
Doing all right. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you. Glad you guys got me up here. Feels
Yeah.
good. Like the scenery up here. It's real nice.
I'm glad
Just
you're wearing pants this time.
Oh yeah. We don't want that.
Look at him. He looks like a better looking version of Puff Daddy over there.
Oh, you know.
Like all the best parts of Kanye West, Puff Daddy, and Snoop Dogg all rolled into one.
No, not Kanye.
Don't even say that.
Well, that's like 0.01%. That's how much good is in Kanye.
No, we can't roll with the Kanye.
You guys remember when the big social media meme was those guys and their kids? Like, what are they going to name their kids? What did they end up naming the last one? Wasn't it like East and West or something like that?
Oh, yeah.
North and East.
Jesus. You know, when I was a kid, well, not a kid, when I was a teenager, one of my first jobs when I lived in Michigan was working in Holland, Michigan. And you guys, I'm sure you've seen it. Pickup trucks, they got the little toppers you can put on, right? And you always see the 4 little letters on the back, Lear. Lear truck toppers. Everybody knows what they are.
Yeah.
So I worked for this company when they were a fledgling company way back in the day. And the owners at the time, and I think this was before they were a big corporate entity at all, just a little like mom and pop shop kind of thing. But my job was putting the windows and the screens in the damn things, right? They used to have the cranks to roll the windows out. Remember those, JB?
Yep.
All right. So long story short, one year the bosses had a daughter And I shit you not, they named the daughter Crystal Shanda.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
Jesus.
So their daughter was named Crystal Chandelier.
Yeah, no. I hate weird names. It's like a trigger point for me.
Oh, come on. You don't want your kid to be named like Nautilus or Aquarius or...
No.
No.
Like, why would you do that to a kid?
I don't know. I haven't. Hey, what was that story that we talked about with
I know,
No
I
Pants
just
Mike?
about that.
Absidy?
Yep.
The only time I'm okay with like non-traditional names is if you take like your wife's maiden name and name it that. Like I know somebody who my girlfriend's maiden name is Coleman and they named her son Coleman and they call him Cole.
Like the camping supply?
Yes, like the camping supply.
Like the camping supply. Wow.
Nice.
But I'm okay with stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
not like when you just string random shit together and call it a name.
You know, we should do that sometime. We should come up with we should do our own list of what you should call names for babies. Start a whole new trend. You know, or we can go like Thomas and Bell.
Well, Bell is a legitimate name, though.
You know, like first name Thomason, last name Bell.
Oh, Thomas and Bell. Gotcha.
Yeah, Thomas and Bell.
See it.
Like a phone company right there. It is.
Really does kind of sound like a phone company.
Like that one from the 90s. Yeah.
Yep, that's right. And one of our sponsors, San Andreas Bell. Gotta love those guys. All right, well let's move on here. We're gonna go ahead and hear from one of our sponsors here.
No, hell, it's not, Tom.
Speaking of sponsors, we're gonna hear about our beloved condom sponsor, Black Box Cock Socks.
I love them.
Featuring JBTwin.
Oh,
Featuring
yeah, exactly.
JBTwin. That's right.
Yep. Feels like nothing.
If you're a video game pilot, downtime between flights is limited, and every pilot needs to unwind. In the case you find yourself ready to unwind with a new friend, make sure you're protected. Black Box Cock Socks condoms were designed specifically with the video game pilot in mind. Created from space-age polymers and devoid of subpar materials, Black Box Cock Socks are made to survive even the roughest of times, just like the infamous, indestructible Black Box in every commercial aircraft. Now available in multiple sizes at retailers and adult novelty shops near you. Black Box Cock Socks. Before you rock, crack open a black box and strap on a cock socks.
All right. I always love that commercial. It always sounds so official. Belle, what you got for news for us?
Well, so let's start off with some gaming news. I'll start out with the most relevant and digress from there because it's what I do. So a couple of headlines in the last week from the gaming community. Number one, Epic Games is going to give away the game Subnautica for free if you use their new store. So as you know, Epic Games is kind of trying to, I think, compete with Steam, which is the one we probably know most prevalently.
Right. So they're giving away a game if you sign up for their gaming.
That is correct.
Oh, wait a minute. So there's another Steam out there, but am I hearing that correct?
Well, I think they're trying to create their Epic Games, you know.
Oh,
famous
Epic,
for
gotcha.
such,
Yeah.
Famous for such titles as Fortnite. And that, what was that one we played, Tom, that I really liked?
Don't remember. Can't think of it off my hand.
I thought it was Dora the Explorer's Teenage Exploration.
It was. But there was a name for it. No, it was
No,
like
that
one
was
of
Dora the Horrors Explorer.
Dora the Horror. What she got in that backpack, I wonder?
Lots of toys.
Penicillin?
All about that. Up next, we have Discord that we all know and love, and like pretty much everyone in here either has their own or uses it.
That's
Is
correct.
going to, in 2019, in 2018, in August, it started selling games. through its platform, which I think, in that time we got an update on our Discord on our computers, and suddenly it shows like this interface where you can look at other games, right? Does everybody kind of remember that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It stares me in the face every time I launch Discord.
I know, and then you gotta like go turn off notifications and crap.
So in 2019, it's going to turn its store into a, quote, self-serve game publishing platform, end quote.
I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming that means that anybody can publish games through their platform.
So yeah, that's exactly what it means.
Get
And
ready for the
basically,
malware, people.
any developer that publishes anyone that wants to, I can take my complete lack of knowledge when it comes to developing.
That's
and
what
create a
that was my
game.
next question, and just like come up with something. I think I might reinvent Tetris or something.
Yeah,
There
but
you
know
go.
what? Here's
Do
the
it
best
with
part.
boobs and call it Tetris.
Ooh, I like
Best
that.
part about it is you get 90%. They just take 10%.
Yep, you
Really?
get 90%
that-
of all profits.
that's for now.
Well, no, actually. So right now it's 70-30. And they are increasing it to 90-10 with the potential for it to go even lower.
Oh, really?
on their end.
I guess they aren't as greedy as everybody else out there, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
That's right.
surprising.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I'm really surprised at the leaps forward that Discord has taken since I started using it 2 years ago. They've really improved the platform, and there's a lot of things that I really like that they've added to it. There's some things I don't, but that's the way it is. So it's going to be interesting to see where this goes, and the future of Steam, for that matter, if there's these other platforms that are coming out.
How long has Discord been a thing?
That's a good question. Belle, do you know that by chance?
Because I feel like
I don't.
I want to say it. I feel like it came around somewhere a little bit before me, but I know that's not true but it's just been developing more and more here recently.
Let me look that up here real quick.
I think Mr. Facillo is already on the Google.
Is he on that? Is he on the Google?
He is doing the Google.
He's
Well,
doing
now
the
that I got a
Google.
laptop here while I sit here, I might as well use it. Right?
You and the laptop.
So it's saying October 17.
I knew it.
What, a year and a half old?
That
Well,
can't be right.
That can't be right.
We
'cause I feel like
joined it
we've
in
been,
August of 17.
Yeah, I've been since September of 2016.
Yeah, it says-
Maybe they were in that beta stage.
Oh,
like
voice
everybody.
calling.
Oh,
Hold,
there we go.
please.
Yeah, that seems more like it may be like that was when they added voice calling or something. I don't know. But it seems like it's been around for at least a few years. JB might be
Discord was
onto
publicly
something with
released.
beta.
Discord was probably publicly released in May 15.
Okay, yeah.
There we go. Since 2015, holy crap. So
The
It's
company
4
has
years
raised,
old almost.
The company has raised $20 million in funding for software in January 16.
how the hell? I mean, they're not supported by ads, so is it, technological research grants or?
It's Warner Media was the major investor.
Oh, so Warner
Mm.
WMG uses this and owns it now.
That's what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
Money,
Yes, it
money,
is.
money, money. I'm about that money, yo.
Money.
Yeah, well, I think we're all about the money. Unfortunately, the money's not all
Yeah.
about us, right?
No, it's not. That's the sad part. I didn't want to say that on the air, but I.
That's
want
why
to
we're
give it
not
that.
doing this show from a yacht, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Well, I'm doing it from a rowboat. If
Yeah,
that
but I
helps.
want a yacht. I want a pool inside of an ocean.
That does sound
Look-
like fun, right? So how does that work? Do you think that's they just suck up the salt water, or do you think they carry around all that extra water with them? Like, it would seem to me like it might be a better, more efficient thing to like constantly rotate out the water in the pool with the salt water under the boat,
Well, but
I mean-
if it's a privately owned yacht, it would be like your privately owned swimming pool. You would fill it once, and then you would just chemically treat it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's true.
I don't think I would want circulated salt water as my pool.
You don't think so?
Nah. I mean, it looks clean on shore.
No, saltwater pools are infinitely longer lasting, I think, than chlorine based.
Yeah.
Because saltwater pools are big down here, because otherwise you end up with the salt in your pool either way because of the evaporation and stuff, like the fog and being so close to the ocean.
So would it be safe to say that I'm kind of like a saltwater pool? Dude, longer lasting.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
I couldn't
go.
do the that's what she said, but you know. Take that.
Well, you know, you
No, you
did
made it
bring
work,
up a good
though.
point, JB, that the water looks clear on the shore, but on most shores it smells like the 17-year-old whore at high school.
Oh yeah. like South Padre during spring break.
Like South
Ooh,
Padre on spring break.
terrible.
I have never been there, but I can say that New Orleans during Mardi Gras smells oddly similar.
Fishy.
Yeah. Yeah. All that boob sweat that gets flung around when the girls lift up their shirts for.
I like it. I mean, I've been to Mardi Gras and I like lick beads that fall off. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know what I found the trick is these bars will give away beads if you buy the beer there instead of like the street vendors. So if you go an hour or two before Mardi Gras officially starts, and at least the night you're going on or the night you go on, if you go to the bars and just buy a few rounds, man, they'll fill you up with. You'll look like Mr. T walking out of these bars. You'll have so many beads, you'll never run out of them the whole night.
You'll never
I mean,
remember
I'm
how
just
you got
saying,
them.
if you got nice enough tits, that happens anyway.
Well,
Did she say it's time for a commercial break?
I have one more story we're gonna cover.
Oh, do I have to sit next to him? It's
No,
getting
hey,
awkward.
you know, I'm just playing, bro. You know.
You
Can
guys
keep
kill
your
me.
hands on the table, please.
Got it.
Anything else for the first story there, Miss Bell?
I do. So, anybody want to take a guess at what the top search video game for 2018 was?
Fortnite.
Boom.
No shit. Fortnite.
Yep.
Police Sim 2018, 19, 20.
Yeah, fail.
And rounding out the rest of the top 5 are Red Dead Redemption 2, Fallout 76, Far Cry 5, and God of War.
Interesting.
I got to go back to the police sim. You know, we got LSPDFR, and the whole time I was wondering, surely they aren't going to come out with a game this premature when you got something like LSPDFR.
Well,
Yeah.
if the game lasted 5 minutes without crashing, it could be a success.
Oh, see, I didn't even make it that far. I mean, I've seen people play. I never bought the game. I didn't know it had issues with crashing.
No, well, it's never
Oh.
truly made it out.
Hold on. Let me put my feet up on the table. The floor is starting to get covered with bullshit. That's the exact reason I was so excited for. Well, of course, 1013, Police 1013, which will never fucking come out. But then you've got Police Sim 18. That was a very promising title, and we were supposed to have it last year. And that never happened, and we haven't heard anything out of them. So it looks like they're turning
and
into
I
another
think
Didn't the
Wingman
lead
like-
game.
developer
people were
get
like-
cancer or something?
Yeah, I heard that. At least the
some
guy
kind of
from
other
Wingman Games, somebody in
debilitating
his family had cancer or something. He wrote a book about himself, I guess.
Do you think people got money back for all the? It was one of the games that they were doing donations for.
What, like a Kickstarter?
Yeah, like if you donate so much, you get a street name. And I want to say, I don't think it was Police Sim. I think it was the other one.
I don't know. That's a slippery slope with a donation, quote unquote, for a like that. That's as if you gave something to Buddha through Patreon and said, "Okay, he's going to make me a mod, or he'll do this for me," and he doesn't do it. What recourse do you have?
Oh, like that one guy on the Ace's stream.
Ouch! Too soon. Too soon.
That's a good point. That's a good subject, though. I mean, there's been both sides of the coin. And I think that the most important thing when it comes to a game developer taking Kickstarter funds like that is to look after the people who actually funded the project before there was something to play. Those are the first ones. That's your first priority, not early access release, not trying to sell the game to 5 million other people before it's released. You need to take what money you got and continue to raise funds, but actually develop something. Star Citizen is having a problem with that. People have lost faith in that. What's that other game? Identity. You guys heard of this game?
No, I haven't.
It's supposed to be some open world, like just a real life sim on steroids.
Oh, I think I remember seeing a trailer for that. Is that the one where he's like in the house getting out of an Audi or something like that?
That, and then there was another one that they showed some gameplay where it was they showed some of the police role play where a cop went after some dudes in cooking meth in an RV. I mean, it all looked really, really good, but when it finally hit, before it went early access on Steam, the people that donated and Kickstarted, they got the first module of 3 that they're supposed to put out before the game gets out of early access, and everything that they promised is not there. So right off the bat, the first time that they released something, it wasn't what they promised the people who funded the game and the idea before there was any work done to the game at all. So I can understand where people would feel a little slighted that, they've, instead of the $24.99 you can get the early access title for on Steam, they gave $100 to $500 to the developers, and they still haven't gotten what was promised for the perks, which could very easily be in the somewhat playable version of the game now. So I guess the question is where do we as fans and gamers draw the line, and is there a line to cross? I mean, is there a line that we have to walk as gamers, or do we just continually throw money at what we think is gonna be delivered and then just deal with it if it doesn't?
Do we have time to go into this in depth before the next commercial break?
I guess a lot of that depends on how far Belle is into her first news story.
Well,
so that wraps up. I'm done. That was my last one.
Okay.
In the first news story.
I think we still got a few minutes before we have to hear from the Boscorelli. So
if you want to rewind back a little bit more, now you're looking at more of the AA and AAA titles. No Man's Sky was not what it promised.
Yep.
That they pushed out X for a premium price. A lot of people paid that premium price, including yourself.
And got screwed from day one.
Exactly. A lot of people saying the same thing with Fallout. They gave us half a game, and now 4 patches in, they're still trying to fix it.
Well, and similarly, you can think about it in terms of investments, right? So if you invest in some sort of Wall Street suggested company, you're still not guaranteed to get anything from that investment. It looks promising. It looks like something that you would benefit from.
I mean,
is investing in a game any different?
Well, okay, never mind.
No, share. I'm curious.
Well, and this is more of a mod than it is a game, but it's kind of like, and I saw a YouTube video about this, but to sum it up, if somebody tries this new game, this early access stage or whatever, and they just so happen to get support, I'm just kind of going way out here with it, from the company, who's to say that it won't blow up kind of like LSPDFR? And then on the main page, like when you pull up the site, who do you see? You see Jeff Fabiano, Steve the Gamer.
Yep.
Who's to say it won't be the same thing with some other game?
Right.
So like you said, it's kind of like investing. I mean, you don't know, because investing into something else you may reap the benefits of it.
Yeah.
By being the face of it on their main page.
That's a good point. Onyx in chat brings up a good point too, that backing and buying a game are 2 different things. Backing is a risk. When buying, you should get the product that promised.
Right, and Kickstarter is backing, not buying.
But is purchasing a beta backing or buying.
So that's the line I was talking about. Where is there a line, and where is that line that we should worry about as gamers, or do we just kind of keep finding stuff that interests us and throwing money at it and hope for the best? Is there a way to turn this into something that's more reliable for the consumers and the people that play the games? And I don't think there is, aside from personally resigning yourself to, I'm not going to buy a game until it's fully released. But then, of course,
But even then, that doesn't guarantee that it's going to be a quality experience.
Fallout 76 is a great example of that, isn't it?
Exactly.
I mean, it's glitchy, but I would still, everything that I have done, I would repurchase it again. I mean, it's glitches. It's not without its problems, but thus far I have, and I'm, less of a gamer than all of you, and that I haven't been doing it as long. Every game I have purchased has had its quirks, has had its glitches, has had its crashes, and has needed patching.
Yep. Well, yeah, all games are. I guess that's a good point, though. That comes down to, when it comes to spending money on a game, regardless of how many A's of a title it is, or whatever, how much it costs, is when you buy the game, the way games are nowadays, there's going to be constant updates for it. There's going to be patches. There's going to be DLCs for a lot of games. So a lot of it, I guess, is the value for you as a gamer, how much enjoyment you get out of it, and how much of that enjoyment allows you to overlook the glitches.
Right. So for me, and I'm using it as an example, no amount of money, no amount of discount would make Red Dead Redemption would make it appeal to me. I don't care if they were giving it away.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just
no,
that game
That's
doesn't
surprising.
that game just doesn't appeal to you at all.
Not even a little bit. I hate Western movies, and it's basically a Western movie that you can stretch out for a year.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, that's the way the whole series has been. I had the very first one on the original Xbox, and I loved it, but that was because back then, that was, aside from Grand Theft Auto, that was the game. I mean, when you talk about open world and the ability to do what you wanted, and make your own choices and things like that, I mean, it was a fun game. I never played the others in the series, mostly just because I got involved in other things. But
So if I, for some reason, had to play that game, I would pick it apart and I would point out every single flaw that it had and tell you how much I hate the game because of it, because the game would not be for me. If that makes sense.
absolutely, that makes sense. Absolutely, it does. Now, that's different strokes for different folks, right? I mean, there's games that you guys like that I can't stand.
Absolutely.
And there's nothing wrong with that. If we all like the same thing, then it would just be, it would be a boring utopia, right?
Absolutely.
So, that's just the way it is and the way it goes. And that's something that I think we should be thinking about, though, as gamers in the future is where does this lead us down the road? And are we going to get to a point to where early access is all you can get anymore? And everybody's buying into games before their full release. And but then again, what does that take away from the rest of the market? Unfortunately, I think in the end that we're humans and nobody's perfect, but I think that you're never going to have a perfect balance of what we're talking about here, just because of the way humans are and because of the way our society is, and consumerism and capitalism and all that. It's always about the next biggest, best thing. And if you're not part of that, then there's a section of society that's not going to even pay attention to you because you're not with the in thing.
So, but does that lead down the road to free-to-play games with microtransactions? And let them support through that. Let the company support itself through microtransactions.
See, that to me, that's a slippery slope too, because there's a fine line to walk between microtransactions and pay to win.
Is that kind of like Fortnite microtransactions?
That's
Yes.
like shark cards.
Yeah.
Shark
Yeah.
cards in
That is-
GTA 5 are
but
microtransactions.
You also already paid for the game as well. like with GTA 5. So
Yep.
Fortnite will do it for weapons, skins,
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
it may be. So they're racking in, money hand over fist because it's like,
Oh,
okay,
and they
look,
and they
look, I got this new costume, or I got this new weapon, or whatever the hell it may be.
every single season, because my son comes and asks for it every single season. And how many seasons do they? They're in season 7 now. How long has Fortnite been out?
It's a
Wait,
year and
what's
a
the
half.
seasons thing? I don't understand this.
They release something big every season. So they have season 1, season 2. I don't know.
Gotcha.
I don't play Fortnite. I just know my son comes and begs for $25. You do that 2 times in 2 seasons. That's already the price of a game. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But it's much more palatable at $10 a transaction over a year, where they're raking in, $120 versus, okay, $69.99 for the game out front with
Oh,
no
yeah.
microtransactions.
A year and a couple months. They said a year and a couple months. Like you said, I would much rather come out with a game and let it be free and have 8 seasons within a year and charge $10 every season.
Yeah, because you're getting $80 this year, and next year you're probably
Yeah.
going to get at least $80 more.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Fortnite is a pimp.
It is. That's
It
I
definitely
mean,
is.
they came out with a very financially secure gameplay plan. It was a very wise, very profitable decision.
I think that's what I'm gonna do with my Tetris game. It's gonna be free, and
And then you have to pay for different shapes and different sizes.
Different
Yeah.
cup sizes.
we're really gonna put some tits on there. And in October
All
you can
right.
get some pink tip.
I think Tetris is a $1 million idea, dude. I really do.
Tetris
That's right, Tetris.
sounds like something that will burn your eye if it's squirted out on you.
You sound like you're speaking from experience, dude.
Well, I mean,
Did you get squirted in the face by a lactating devil woman? Is that?
Uh,
almost.
Because you said burning, searing pain, so that's all I could think about. Take this, you son of a bitch.
Whoops. Where did this go?
I know.
All
Well,
right.
all I have to say before we move on and hear from the Boscorellis is if you do make that game, JB, you need to have some sort of game mechanic where at any given time the boobies could just all bounce off each other and just completely screw up the whole map.
Yeah, the silicone ones will bounce off the real ones. How about that?
But now the question is, you got a Kickstarter ready? Could I donate? Is
Oh,
the
yeah.
beta
No,
ready yet?
you cannot.
yes. Hey, we'll talk after the show.
That's right. $5,000 upfront backing, and you can have one boob named after you.
Do I get to pick the left or the right?
I don't know. Someone always gives me these hard decisions in life, and I always say that's like trying to pick my favorite, the left or the right. I think that might be a slippery slope there. No pun intended. All right, we're going to take a break, and we're going to hear from our sponsors, the Boscorelli family, and then we'll be back to focus on JB a little bit. So stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back. Do you play popular games like Grand Theft Auto, PUBG, Fortnite, and more?
You suck at those games and stop being a loser who gets laughed at out of the game? You want to be the best at something that doesn't change your real life dweeb shlomo living hood adjacent in your mom's basement social status?
Then you need to visit Help I'm a Pathetic Loser and Need Help Cheating at Games I Suck at.mafia.org/mod game account /nothing too illegal to see here.
Hi, I'm Vinny, hung jury Boscorelli,
And I'm Georgie 3-Nips Boscorelli.
for the Boscorelli Family Gaming Institute of Higher Game Fixing,
We love gaming.
and hate losing.
Yeah, so we started a school with What Then Weekend Swindle.
No, Georgie, you can't say that. You gotta say the other thing.
Right. I mean, Help other gamers become winners by offering them illegal modded gaming accounts to give them the edge that the average schmucko doesn't have the cojones or the big boy skills to muster for himself.
That's right, Georgie. We got all sorts of them modded accounts for those popular games that these kids are playing online. Need to gain an edge over the competition in your fave first-person shooter? We got you covered.
Yeah, maybe you're a casual gamer who enjoys trolling the gabagool out of randos because you're a pathetic, miserable schmucko scumbag. Get one of our patented, not illegal modded accounts and you'll be griefing other players in no time flat like the lame-o potato-sucking jerk-off you can't help but be.
Our website checkout system and delivery are second to none, and your information is protected and safe.
We take your info security safely, because how else would we keep it secure to swindle
Georgie, remember the thing that the lawyer Stooley told?
I mean, store your info securely to make future purchases a breeze.
We also offer a loan shark program where you can buy modded accounts and pay as you go without simple credit option.
That's right. Simply put, you sign on a dotted line and pay us back with a 200% interest VIG, or we take your limbs.
Off your trees and hold them limbs until you bring those accounts current.
That's right, so visit us on the dark web today at help I'm a pathetic loser and need help cheating at games I suck at .mafia.org/modded game account /nothing illegal to see here. Once again, that's help I'm a pathetic loser and need help cheating at games I suck at .mafia.org/modded game account /nothing illegal to see here. And start winning today. All right, and we are back.
Holy crap.
Have you guys ever met the Boscorellis in person?
I have not.
I was the one that took them out to dinner to get the account, and I'll tell you what, Georgie's a cool, laid-back guy, but that Vinny hung jury Boscorelli, that guy is intense.
I heard that.
I'll tell you, he just eats his spaghetti and he just slops it everywhere, and when he talks, like pieces of it fly out of his mouth. It's
Yeah.
It was definitely a workout. Me just dodging bites of spaghetti as he's rattling off his stuff. So, but it was worth it. It was worth it. They pay us the $2.50 a show.
That's true. That's true.
Hey, you gotta stop serving more.
Yeah. Well, I'm afraid that one of these days the FBI is going to start looking into those guys.
Yeah, I mean, you're just paying them $2.50. So
Yeah, but for now, hey, that's the way it goes, right? So
nothing illegal to see here. So
that's right. Nothing illegal to see here. So, Mr. JB Twin, YouTube content creator and streamer.
That's right.
Also has the smooth, sultry voice.
Oh, you guys like that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, we do.
Nice.
And for those of you who don't know, JB is also the genius and the mind and the voice behind our friend No Pants Mike.
Oh yeah.
Now that character
I can see why a lot of people be surprised, but
well, you don't come off that way, especially watching your streams. I mean, you just seem like this normal, wholesome, hardworking guy. And then when you get into that Mike character, you just have this ability to lose yourself and just rattle on about nothing. And it's hilarious every time.
oh yeah. I can be outgoing.
Can be.
I do think one night we should all get together sometime and go out drinking. And then I'll be
yes.
Marion, you be Mike.
yes, I agree 100%. We need to do that.
That would be funny. So let's see. Where are you at with your subscribers now? You're closing in on 1K, aren't you?
Let's see. We're at 1,144.
You broke 1,000. Congratulations, sir.
Oh, yeah. It's going a little bit quicker now that we hit 1,000, but it's creeping. I've only been streaming, really. I mean, I just uploaded. I'm just trying to do something else. I mean,
how long have you had your channel for?
I want to say I started right around maybe March of 2000. What year is it? 2018, 2016, maybe.
Okay, so you started shortly after, like a year after. Actually, was it?
Yeah, and it was more on it wasn't serious at all. It was just kind of upload here, upload, and you can go back and look at the improvement. So,
oh yeah, definitely. So, do you think that? I mean, what spurred you to try to push it further? Did you catch the bug like most people who do it and they enjoy doing it?
I think it's more entertaining people, trying to learn the algorithm and trying to grow the channel than it is playing the game. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Entertaining being number one and trying to figure out the algorithm. Just everything behind the scenes.
Now, do you find, now I know you do multiple games like I do, like a lot of YouTubers do. Do you find that there is one particular content that your particular audience prefers? Like, for example, unfortunately, I rat-holed myself because the only game I had almost for the first year of being on YouTube was Grand Theft Auto 5 and LSPDFR mods.
Right.
So I did a lot of that, and I think that's kind of what my channel has become, and it's so hard to break into anything else.
Yeah. I would say it would be the same thing. And like you, I'm learning, because you can definitely see it when in viewers on live streams and things like that. Say I do PUBG, I may have like 3 people there. But if I do LSPDFR, still small channel, I've had 25 people watching at one point.
Okay.
But I get more response from LSPDFR, GTA 5, 5M than I do anything else.
And that's always, to me, that's always been kind of a mystery, is why are there some YouTubers? And now granted, shouldn't compare yourself to anybody else, but logical comparisons, looking at things like they have similar personalities, they have a similar voice, they have similar behaviors. They're in other words, they're not cringy and don't do clickbait and jump around having like spike dance parties and all that crazy nonsense. But doesn't matter what game they play, all their views for the most part seem to be consistent. But then you have a lot of YouTubers like us who it seems like the audience only wants the one type of gameplay, the one type of content. And I don't think they realize that wears on you as a YouTuber, because it starts to become more and more like a job. And anytime you mix passion with money, that's that fine line to walk, right?
Now, and are we talking about Facebook here too? Can we throw that in there?
Are we talking about what?
Facebook?
Yeah,
or is it just YouTube? So here recently I started streaming on Facebook too. And what I found is a lot of people still don't know about modding GTA 5, let alone LSPDFR and things like that.
Which is surprising because the game's been out for years.
Right? And what's weird is
coincidentally,
people don't look at YouTube gaming as much as we have not touched the market yet, because there's so many people who still don't know. I streamed LSPDFR the other night, and let's just say this: I streamed ATS the other day on Facebook too, and I probably had 5 or 6 viewers. I streamed LSPDFR the other night, and on YouTube I still had my regular whatever, but I had 1,200 viewers watching on Facebook, and you could see it just grow.
That's just insane.
It's 10, and then it goes to 40, and then it goes 100, then it just hits 400, and at most I had 1,200 people watching. Like, and I have to, and for me, it's like, I'm a small channel on YouTube. When you get 1,200 viewers, you don't want to stop. Like, you just want to keep going and go, but you can't go forever. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but I don't want to do the same thing over there. Like you said, I just kind of want to, iRacing, American Truck Simulator, just kind of mix it up.
And it's more enjoyable to mix it up, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is.
And I think a lot of viewers don't realize that. They think about their needs and what they want to see, which is fine. I mean, that's what it's all about, and that's why there's so many different channels. But it seems to me that there's just some sort of disconnect in the community where some YouTubers, that's all they want to see, and some YouTubers, they don't care what they do. And I don't like, it's a mystery to me of how does a YouTuber cross into that territory, where he can just do what he wants, and it really doesn't matter what the content is.
But like you, for instance, but there's so many things you can do with GTA 5. and you made that very clear. I mean, you and Onyx with the even though it's 5M, but with Cuffs TV, and even with this show, like there's so many things that we just haven't tapped in because we're used to the same old stuff.
Right. Well, and that brings up a whole nother story, right? The time modding and testing and tweaking to make sure all that stuff works, and it's one thing to pull it off for video because you can stop, you can punch in, you can edit, and you can cut out all the stuff. But if a mod crashes, if a mod doesn't work the way it's supposed to, or what any of the other thousands of issues that we could have as game modders, if that happens live, then you're stuck trying to make up for it live.
Yep. And I'll tell you another thing. And Ace spoke on this in chat. If YouTube did come up with some kind of share option that was very easy for, that you could send to the next person, just kind of like you sharing a Facebook post. If YouTube came up with the same thing somehow, because I mean, we're talking about two different platforms here, I think YouTube would be a lot better at, I guess, exposing different channels.
But now it would not surprise me to see YouTube/Google, like YouTube/Google.
No, I mean they're one and the same already. So,
or merge with a larger social networking company such as Facebook.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like that would not surprise me if that came out.
Yeah.
Because you're right. It's so easy to hit share and then automatically post it to your Facebook, and then everyone can come over. Whereas on YouTube, you have to copy the link and then go put your link in your status and then tag whoever you want and then come back to YouTube to watch the video.
Right.
Yep, it is. It is kind of now. I mean, they did take a right step as far as YouTubers are concerned, where they're starting to roll out the community tab for everybody. Eventually everybody will have that. And that's nice. But I don't think that they've done a very good job of letting the people who would benefit the most from it, aka the viewers, like even Ace has told me that he's had a community tab longer than anyone else in Cuffs, and he's had a hard time with it because 250,000 people subscribe to him. Let's just say 10% of that actually get the notifications and click on it, right?
Yep.
And I'm not talking about a video. I'm talking about if you're subscribed and have notifications turned on when they post on their community page, you'll get a notification. But then I go and I look at certain things that Ace has posted, and you're talking about less than 1% of that number liking or commenting.
Oh, yeah.
On the community tab. So that tells me one of two things. Either one, they don't know it's there, and YouTube hasn't done their job, or two, they're ignoring it. And I kind of think number one is more viable.
Well, and they got the stories feature, and I've seen like 2 people use it since you gotta have over 15,000 subscribers, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know. To answer your question, I would say GTA 5, but I'm trying to mix it up.
Yeah.
So I got a question that goes along with that. With growing the channel, choosing such a game that inherently will cause problems, like LSPDFR is far from perfect. How do you deal with trying to not look unprofessional on a game that consistently tries to make you look unprofessional?
That's a good question, actually.
I almost have to put this on the table and like dissect it.
No, but because being a small channel myself, I look at the games and through the whole time I'm streaming is in the back of my mind is I don't want to have anything crash. I want to make sure that my stream quality is good.
And in the back of my mind, I don't want him to have anything crash because he is insufferable when he doesn't have a good gaming
when the mic
that was coming.
But with LSPDFR, you're growing your channel off of something that inherently is buggy, and that's why I've never even attempted, because I don't think I could personally deal with it falling apart on me.
I don't think I could personally deal with it falling apart on you.
I've learned fast. I mean, I remember the first time I started, I had like 6 call outs in my folder, and I learned that was a big no.
Yep.
So over time, I just learned what the limits are, and not to just dump everything in the folder all at once. Just do a little bit here, turn the game on, play it for a while, make sure it works fine, and at most, I probably have 2 call outs. So
Yeah, I do that too. There's a certain group of call out plugins that I'll use. And if something's new, I've gotten to the point where 9 times out of 10, I will not just throw it in before a stream, even if it,
yeah,
like I'll wait. I'll go and play it off camera and make sure I know the ins and outs and stuff like that. Because every time in the past when I've done that, just throwing it in, it always comes back to bite you.
And it's sad to say that, I mean, you almost get to a point where you know exactly what's messing up, or you can at least narrow it down to 3 things.
Yep.
When there's so many mods in the game, whether it be cars, vests, weapons, sounds, blah blah, metas and all this other kind of stuff.
It's
But then
insane how
beyond
many
that,
mods
it
you end
opens
up
up
getting.
an opportunity for, like, I know siren packs are just huge for LSPDFR. And when somebody who routinely streams it has a new siren sound in there, people are just going ham trying to figure out, what is this siren? How do I get it? Like,
Oh yeah.
people attach to the smallest, to me,
Oh, yeah.
the smallest
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, but I think that's what makes the difference and stuff like that.
Well, and
Right.
I think it adds some identity, some individual identity.
Yeah, like I'm gonna say Doug 1637, like his videos compared to somebody that's huge like Steve the Gamer or Jeff or Bay Area Bugs or anybody like that. His videos are 10 times better to me than any of those guys. Just because of the small detail things.
Yep.
Well,
Absolutely.
and I feel like once you have a large following, you don't have to try as hard anymore.
That's a good point too. When you get to a certain point, it just doesn't matter anymore,
You're
right?
like, fuck it,
Touche.
people are going to show up whether
That-
I spend the extra
Touche.
hour organizing all this, or I decide to go for pizza before my stream, and because I don't have to be home until 10 minutes before it starts to get everything fired up.
Right.
Yeah. And that's something I was talking to Buddha about too. He's got all these different ideas and all this stuff, and I'm not harping on where he is, but it's crazy to me that people don't pick up on the creativity of it. You know what I mean?
Aw,
I'm just saying, man.
you make me feel all fuzzy and warm over here. I appreciate
Do we have
Hey,
it.
hey, man
janitorial
up over there.
services to come in and clean up after this? But no,
I
Jimmy,
sent
you're
the
absolutely
lactating
right.
devil woman home, okay? Just for the record.
Oh, good. No burning eyes tonight.
Yeah, no burning eyes. Yeah, Citrus.
That's right.
You're absolutely right, though. It's people who, generally people who don't value creativity are people who do the same thing, or either they do the same thing over and over again and don't deviate, and if it's not their idea, it's not a good idea, or the people that don't know how hard it is to set up just a generic stream and have everything go smoothly in a game that works well.
Or how hard it is to stream for record for 30 minutes and then only to find out you didn't voice over anything.
Yep.
Right.
I don't know how much footage I've trashed over 3 years. Hundreds of hours of footage I've trashed for one issue or another like that. Yeah, but Bell brings up a really good point.
I usually do.
I mean, here's a really great example, and I hate to bring these two up, but I'm going to anyways. Mr. Boss for the win and Cernando. Now, anybody worth their salt as a gamer and YouTube viewer knows who these two are.
No idea, actually.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely no
let me fill you in. We'll start backwards. Cernando is the dude who, for more than a year, claimed that he was getting GTA 6. Like, he would actually have covers and disc covers and disc stickers made and package it up and have it sent to himself to make it look all official, or box it up. And for the better part of a year, he went on and on and on, and everybody knew it was a lie. But they still threw their money at him, and he's getting millions of views over that year for that lie. Mr. Boss for the win isn't as bad. He's a clickbaiter. all he does is he does GTA 5 DLC, online DLC updates, things like that. At one point he did, count them, I think 14. I'm not 100% sure, but 14 different videos in the gun running DLC. Every video was 10 minutes and 14 seconds thereabout, and every video had 10 to 20 ads on it. Now, even though you watch the comments and people bitch about it and talk about how he's a clickbaiter, he still gets, I mean, he does a live stream where all they do is stand around in GTA Online and talk. No action whatsoever. And there's 3,000 people watching his streams, and they all know he's clickbaiting, and they all know he's all about the money and don't care about them very much. But they still will, you know, it's that thing where you get somebody so popular, they could deviate what they normally do and just spend an hour streaming of them farting in their chair, and people are going to throw $20 super chats at them.
Hence the subscribers snowball effect.
Yep. And me personally, I have a moral high ground, and it would be very easy for me to slip into clickbait and deceptive practices and things like that. But at the end of the day, at the end of my life, I want to look back and be able to say that I stuck to my guns and my moral integrity. And I may have not reached my goals, but I'm going to, you know, I'm leaving my deathbed and leaving this world with the knowledge that I tried hard to do everything right and do it the proper way.
Well, I mean, there's a fine line. I wouldn't say, you know, deceive somebody all the way, but at the same time, I would still use tags and titles to.
Yeah, everybody's got to clickbait some, or you'll not get any views at all.
Exactly.
You know, but there's like you said, there's a fine line between being a little clever and playing on words with your titles, like I do, like you do, like I've seen Tom do. I know a lot of people do. And then there's the out and out lying, and there's the out and out clickbaiting. And, you know, I just think that if you're at a point in your career when you feel comfortable with taking a 10-minute video and putting 20 ads on it just for the views, I think at that point, that to me, that communicates to your fans that you no longer care about what they think. You only care about that money. And I think that's a downward slide right there.
You also have people, and I'm included in this, I pay for YouTube Red. If there is an ad that pops up, I am not going to continue watching after the ad. I don't watch commercials. I don't listen to commercials. No, I just don't. And so when people do things like that, there are a small handful of people. I don't give a fuck who you, excuse my French, I am so sorry. I don't give a crap who you are. I'm not going to stick around through multiple commercials.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yep.
Like maybe one if I really like the person that I am watching. If I really enjoy their content.
Well, then you're supporting them in that way, right? That's a way of supporting them.
If I'm staying through your commercial, like we're tight.
Well, then I feel really close to you, Belle. I appreciate that because I know you sat through mine. You know, and I do want to add that personally for me, in 3 years of YouTube, I have never once manually manipulated my ads, how many there are, where they're placed. I like to let YouTube do it. And there's two reasons for that. JB, if you ever look back at your video on monetized, you see maybe through the first half, you get those red or those yellow hash marks that show you where the ads are. And then for the rest of the video, there's not a single one of them.
Yep.
That tells you, that shows you where in your stream you lost your viewers. And I think that's invaluable information because, and I think it's great from YouTube's standpoint too, because that's one system I think really works. Let them put your ads and they're going to put them where you're going to get the most bang for your buck, so to speak. And of course, for me, the lesser underlying reason is if anyone ever bitches about that, especially YouTube, I can say, you better go look in the mirror because I've never touched it. It's all you. Which I think, you know, maybe it can be seen as a cop out, right? A little bit.
Yeah.
You having issues with YouTube? No.
Yeah. So back to the whole Facebook thing real quick. This is burning question. When you talk about having 25 subscribers peak on YouTube and having 1,200 in one case on Facebook, What's the conversion rate like? How hard is it to get them to come over and subscribe to you on YouTube? Obviously, it's pretty hard. Otherwise, you'd have 1,200 EB in the 2000s now, right?
It's it's kind of like a. I will say I've only been doing Facebook for probably 3 months, and I'm already at 1,100 followers on Facebook.
Right.
And I can remember 3 different streams where each time I've streamed and had that many viewers, or at least five to this last stream, where I've had 40, on average, 40 people come over and subscribe at one time.
Nice. That's a pretty successful conversion rate. I mean, if you're not looking at the numbers, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, not looking at it at all.
Do you get ad revenue or any kind of ad share? Can you make money on Facebook?
Eventually, but you got to be they're weird. You can't like apply for a partnered. You have to have, 30,000 minutes watched or something like that. I don't know, something weird.
So it's a possibility once you build the audience over there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of cool. I just noticed that Streamlabs OBS updated yesterday, and they now allow you to direct stream to Facebook.
Yep.
Which I think is great. And I'm going to be trying that because especially I'm almost wondering about this show, like how it would do over there on Facebook.
Yeah, you got a whole different, like I said, it's completely new. People don't normally see this stuff. And I guarantee you have not seen anybody on GTA 5 sit around and do a podcast.
Yeah. I've been looking high and low, and I have not seen anybody on Twitch or YouTube do anything like this.
And here's another thing. I know we talked about the fee, but that was just through Restream. I don't know if there is an actual fee to stream straight through.
There's absolutely not. You could do it before, but you had to manually enter in all the information instead of picking the platform in OBS like you can and then just adding the stream key. You have to literally set up the RTHP ID address and all of that stuff, which isn't that much more difficult. It's a few more clicks and copies and pastes and stuff. But
if you play LSPDFR, then you can do it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Look, if you can mod and play LSPDFR, you could probably lead the country. Based on the last 2 presidents, the current one and the last one. So,
right.
But that's a story for another time. We're going to, I think Fink's coming up here in just a second. You guys remember your buddy Fink, right?
I love Fink.
I'm scared to ask. Is that short for something?
Fink Winkelstein. He's our Name That Game announcer. I said this last time, in episode 2 of the show, but a lot of people don't realize that Fink Winkelstein was the original the dating show host. But he got fired 5 minutes into the first episode. And that is his only claim to fame. He's done some commercials overseas and stuff, but he's extremely happy to be here with us on the show. We treat him nice, and he gets a lot of girls now. So
yeah, Sphincter Winkelstein.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Fink Winkelstein. Come on, don't say that to his face. But everybody loves this game. It's called Name That Game. For those of you who don't know, Fink will be on in a second. He's going to read famous quotes from video games, and then we have a multiple choice. And there is 5 questions that he says he's got this time, and he says he's got some really good ones. So let's go ahead and get his intro going, and then he'll be here in just a second. It's time for Name That Game, where I recite quotes from video games, and contestants try to guess the right answer. I'm Frank Winkelstein. Let's get naming. Well, hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, how you doing?
Mr. JB, you're my favorite YouTuber. Do you know that?
I did not know that.
Yes, I've always liked a little chocolate persuasion with my gaming.
Yeah, most people do.
Damn it, I can't even keep a straight face. All right, let's get going here. Number 1.
All right.
It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Is that A, Spyro, B, Legend of Zelda, C, Castlevania, or D, Rainbow Six? Once again, it's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
I'm going to have to go with Legends of Zelda.
I'm going to go with Zelda as well.
I'm going to go with R6.
It is Legend of Zelda.
Whoop whoop.
Bang.
High five in the air, JB.
That is what the shop owners would say, as I understand it, to the gamers when they would buy something. All right. Number 2. This one may be a little bit of a giveaway. I'll do the best I can. Snake. Is that A, Metroid, B, Wii Fit, C, Metal Gear Solid, or D, Street Fighter?
I'm pretty disappointed Snake wasn't an option.
I don't know, but I'm sick of these motherfucking snakes.
On this mother trucking plane?
Yeah. I've had it with... Okay. I'm going to say Metal Gear Solid.
Me too.
Metroid, because why not?
It is C, Metal Gear Solid.
Damn it.
I've had it with these Monday through Friday snakes. On this Monday through Friday plane.
Monday through Friday. I like that.
I like that one.
That was the edited version. That's what they said on TV.
Now I need to use that when I yell at my ex-wife.
It loses its punch that way.
Well, it's, she's a Monday through Friday, see you next Tuesday kind of woman.
Oh, there you go. Just all the days of the week.
Moving
I really
on.
like what you did there, Fink.
I do. Number 3. Use Spoony Bard. Is that A, Final Fantasy, B, Neverwinter, C, Pitfall, or D, Elder Scrolls Online?
Can I wait for Onyx to
I'm
answer
gonna go
in chat?
for ESO.
Right.
Neverwinter.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Neverwinter too.
But I'm not going to lie to you, it's because it's what Onyx said.
Yeah, it popped up on mine too.
And Tom?
ESO.
ESO. The correct answer is Final Fantasy.
Oh, damn. Onyx.
Damn it, Onyx, you led me astray.
All right, number 4. Fuzzy Pickles. Once again, Fuzzy Pickles. Is that A, Earthbound, B, Kirby, C, Super Punch-Out, or D, Ron Jeremy's Bone Town?
Ron Jeremy's Bone Town.
I just want to say that just to say it.
I was just going to say pubic hair.
The correct answer is A, Earthbound.
Yeah, never heard of that.
Boy, I really did my homework this week. All right, final answer.
Question?
Don't you love the feeling of nice, smooth balls in your hand? And you are not going to believe the correct answer. I'll read that again. Don't you love the feeling of nice, smooth balls in your hand? Is that A, GTA Vice City, B, Assassin's Creed, C, Pokemon, or D, GTA Ballad of Gay Tony?
I'm going to say Pokemon.
It's actually the DLC for Tetris. It's not released yet.
The Smooth Balls DLC?
I'm going to go with Vice City.
I'm going to go with Pokemon.
The correct answer is C, Pokemon.
I got 3.
I just don't understand how it's appropriate for one teenager to say to another one, don't you love this feel of nice smooth balls in your hand?
He must have never seen a Disney movie.
I'm not allowed to watch Disney movies. I am legally barred from it. Maybe one day over some cognac and cigars, I can tell you the story about how I got kicked out of a family theater.
That's how you say that. I could never put the G and the N together and say that.
You can't.
You said it's so smooth. Say it again.
It.
Yeah, that. Yeah, no.
All right, everybody. I've been Fink Winkelstein, and y'all have been contestants. We'll see you later.
Take care.
Good night, Fink.
Good night.
All right, we'll hear from our next sponsor, San Andreas Telephone, and then we will be back with a nice little segment called "That's the Answer," where we learn some more about our guest. We'll be right back.
Hello?
Hi, is Mark there?
Yeah?
It's me, Shannon. We met at Jack's party.
Yeah, how can I forget? Wow, how you doing? I haven't heard from you in,
9 months. Hello?
Some moments change your life. San Andreas Telephone.
That's right, you son bitches. You're listening to the BlakeBro and Budda Show on Q92 WCTR. Don't be a shit for brains. This is the only place for talk radio worth hearing.
All right, we are back. I gotta say,
Did he say it?
sorry, my dog was barking in the background here. I gotta say that is one of the funniest commercials I have ever heard. Haven't heard from you in 9 months. Now, come on, how many of us in this world have been in that same situation?
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
That very same thing. You get the phone call, and you're told that you're a daddy. Now, I've had that happen twice. Both times they were wrong.
That.
I only got that call from Lori once.
I will slit your throat.
He had that envelope. He said, "You are not the father."
Did you
Not
later on say
the papa, not the dada.
Not the father.
What the hell was the name of that show? Do you guys remember that show?
Land of the Lost.
Dinosaurs or whatever.
Oh
Land
yeah.
of the Lost.
Yep.
It was a sitcom on
Not the
Friday
mama.
nights, and it was all like actors in dinosaur suits. And
That
the
was
best
one of my
part about
favorite
that
shows.
show, which now there are people that have a ton of problems with it, but the best you couldn't air that show now. But back then, one of the biggest gags on the show was the baby dinosaur always beating the living hell out of the dad with a cast iron frying pan on the show.
And saying, "Not the mama."
Yep, that was. I used to laugh my butt off, and now here's a little throwback for you guys. This show aired right after that one. Remember Fraggle Rock?
Vaguely.
Anybody?
That started. That was HBO, like HBO before HBO was HBO.
I'll tell you
HBO
what,
before
man.
HBO was Cinemax.
That's right. And that was before Red Shoe Diaries too. Of course, I've never watched that show myself, so I.
Do they even still have those shows?
Yeah, they do. They've gotten like, look, there's a difference between like pornography and cable porn, right?
Soft
Right,
porn,
that's what I'm saying. Is there any
hardcore.
utility in cable porn at this point with the access to?
Oh hell no! But see, that's the thing is Skinamax has really amped that up. I mean, it went from your basic kind of cable porn to all kinds of weird threesomes and all kinds of weird stuff. And when I saw one that had Ron Jeremy on it, I knew that was it. I knew they were going over the edge. I knew it.
I've never. How does he? Well, never mind. I don't even want to know. I mean, I just, without sounding.
Have you all seen his Wrecking Ball parody?
No.
Nope.
Oh my God, you have to Google that or YouTube it. Ron Jeremy Wrecking Ball parody. He does an exact copy, exact ripoff of the Miley Cyrus video, except it's him in his BVDs and a wife beater that's too short. And it is hilarious.
Yeah, I might have to go check that out.
That's right. All righty. Well, it is time for That's the Answer, which is a little show or little game segment we play here with the guest, all about the guest, where JB's come up with some answers, and he's going to give us those answers one by one, and then, of course, we have to guess what the question is. You ready, JB?
All right, I'm ready.
All right.
Okay. So the first answer is going to be the hospital.
The hospital is the answer, folks. All right, now you guys in chat, at home, you could play too. So I'm going to guess where you were born.
I'm gonna guess where you met your wife.
That's such a
It is.
detailed answer that it's so easy to come up with a question to that.
Maybe, but it's well. Let me just be quiet because I don't want to give it away. But there's so many answers, but no, neither one of you guys are right.
Where your children were born.
Man, that's incorrect.
Where you had the
But it's
stick
correct.
successfully surgically removed from your ass before you became a funny YouTuber.
I'm a boot on that.
Ooh, I mean, you're getting close.
We're getting close with that.
You ready for the question?
Yes.
Yep.
So the question is, when did I realize I wanted to start gaming?
Oh, I have to hear this story now.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So I was never in the game, and I used to play PS4 or Xbox, just very little. And I was at the hospital. My wife was about to have our youngest, and
I wasn't totally wrong.
you weren't totally wrong, but you weren't totally right either. But anyway, I was on YouTube, and I just so happened to come across this video. I don't know how in the hell I came across it, but I happened to come across this video of this guy playing GTA 5 as a police officer. I think I was probably looking up Arkansas State Police or something like that, and something like that came up.
Do you remember who the YouTuber was?
Oh yeah, it was Iggy Fresh.
Okay.
And I was stuck watching his videos in the hospital. Like, now you see an LSPDFR episode, and I'll watch maybe 2-3 minutes of some people, But
you
I
used to be
would
glued to
watch
that
his.
shit, man, every minute.
Every single minute.
Yep.
And from that moment on, I was like, when I get out of this hospital, this is what I'm doing. Like, you gonna take care of that baby, and I'm gonna do this. So,
Yeah, I hate that. I don't like to admit it, but when I found LSPDFR, I didn't even know about LCPDFR until I found out about LSPDFR.
oh yeah, me.
So I really missed the boat on that whole thing because I had Grand Theft Auto 4 on PC. So, but it was Jeff Favignano. Like, that's the guy that and I don't know, I remember how I found it. I was just looking around on YouTube one day and I saw that and I'm like, what's this? And I clicked on it and I was hooked. I wasn't necessarily hooked on Jeff and his style, but the way that he did his videos, he was very good at making them look good, at making you able to see everything, a lot of details. And I mean, love him or hate him, you got to give it to Jeff. I mean, he did a really good job at kind of setting the tone for the whole culture of that mod.
Yep.
And he did a really, really good job at it. And I remember it'd be lunchtime on a Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, and that damn next video wasn't there for me to watch while I'm eating my sandwich, and I wasn't happy. And now I'm like you, I'll watch my friends, my community members, but if someone new wants me to watch their video,
oh yeah, no.
if I'm not really into it, if they don't grab me, in the first 5-10 minutes, then I'll just watch that and leave a like, And unfortunately, that's just the way it is. I wish I had time. Like, there's certain YouTubers that are able to work a day job and have family and all that crap and still find time to do what they need to do and then spend hours watching everybody else's videos.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I haven't figured out the magic formula for that. And I'm sure you guys will, as workers and as YouTubers of sorts, you probably agree that limited hours in the day, it's really hard to watch hours and hours of everybody's videos and stay up on what everybody else is doing. Do you have that problem, JB? The
Yes.
sheer lack of time.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And I probably assume, knowing
it's
you,
easier in the wintertime because I hate the cold, and I'm not going out there to do crap.
right? You go to work, you come home, and you cuddle up in a blanket with your hot cocoa with little petite marshmallows.
No.
No, it was freezing. It was like 62 today.
For real, bro.
It was 71.
For real.
Oh, it's 62 now. My bad.
Well, still, I mean, Florida, 62 at 10 o'clock at night. That's still cold.
Well, it was 38 earlier this week. Like the high of the day was like 40. And when like 40 degrees with over 100% humidity, you don't know cold until you've been cold and wet and unable to get
That's very
dry.
nipply.
Yeah. I'm going to say it's 62. You don't know cold until your balls are like touching your stomach.
All the basic pictures were out. And mind you, we just transplanted from Pennsylvania, so we
It's
know.
way colder here
okay,
than it
okay.
ever was in Pennsylvania.
Really?
How does that work for women,
Yeah.
though? Like you said balls till your balls are touching your stomach. Does that mean so for women till your nipples are touching your back?
No, until they could carve their name with the glass of their nipples.
Just scratch the windshield of your
breast
Chevy?
tissue gets very firm when it's cold out.
So they just use the ice scraper for the windows. You don't have to hit the frost.
I can imagine how much fun you have with her on the really cold days, Tom.
Who?
I mean, I know you, dude. I know you very well. Belle, am I wrong?
Not at all.
All right, that was a really interesting story there, JB. You can always tell a good story by the way it spurs conversation after.
Oh, yeah.
So now, all right. So moving on. Next question.
All right. So, all right. Now I have to come up with these questions pretty quick, but here we go again. The answer is turboed Honda Accord.
I know what this one is. I'm going to defer the question or defer the answer.
The car you drive in the server.
No, we don't even have any reports on this.
No, it's
Just
a
Civic.
Oh, I just heard Honda and I assumed Civic.
Golly.
So the difference between Civics and Accord owners is, man, I got a Civic, and then Accord owners have an Accord.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Civics are small, like.
Yeah, I think the only difference between the two of them is parental responsibility.
One's got kids, one don't. Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much.
I still don't have a Civic.
You still don't have one. Okay, so what do you think it is, Tom?
Car I currently drives.
I will say that there is one person in chat right now that has the correct answer. And then one person that's really close.
Yeah, I gotta agree with one of them.
Okay. All right, so go ahead. I know the answer. You go ahead and spill the beans.
I started out my YouTube channel building a car. So it was the first video on my YouTube channel. Pro motivated. Good job, bro. He be watching them, brother, So yeah. Pro motivated got it right. It was the first video that started out my YouTube channel. So apparently I'm assuming I probably went on this like short dip because I probably had 25, 30 subscribers. Because it went from cars to straight gaming. So yeah.
Okay, and so now I thought the answer was that is the car you currently drive too.
It is not the car I currently drive.
Okay, so I was wrong then.
Yeah.
You still own that car.
I still own that car. It is in the garage, all safe and secure.
Is it drivable?
It is drivable and very fast.
And you just sold how often do you drive that?
I can't remember the last time I drove it. And I'll tell you why. The last time I drove it, I was going to work. And thank goodness it happened when it happened. But I was getting off of work. And I shut the door and the cable snapped and the window just plopped down. And I hate working on windows because I always end up like 15 scratches and then you like reach and bend and I'm a big dude. Like it's not hard for me to get in tight spots. So it's currently just sitting in my garage waiting for a regulator to be replaced. That's all.
And then you're going to be the next Brian Earl Spillner.
Yeah, who's that guy?
Only if
ho-
I can. Only if I can.
I
be
thought you were
Walker.
gonna say, okay. Okay, whoa, is that his full name in the movie?
Yeah, Brian
How the
Earl
hell do you
Spilder.
know that? Okay, that's the only Brian I know. So yeah. Or, I mean, I guess that'd be me.
Well, it's and I've always said that too. As a joke, I tell people if they're gonna go out racing in the car and having fun, don't pull a Brian Earl Spilner. And then they look at you like, oh, and I'm like, what? Too soon? I have enough people not going
The
through a
loss
box
of
of
Paul
tissues
Walker
at the end of number 6,
will
or was it
always
7?
be too soon.
Which one was the heartbreaking one? Was it 7? Was it 6?
I want
No,
to say it was 6.
Was it 6?
It was 6.
Now,
where
I'll
his brother
admit,
played
I'll
him at the
admit,
end.
I mean, I'm one of those guys, but I'll get emotional if you got a good emotional scene in a movie. Like, I'll allow myself to feel those emotions, But I never once was so, like, I have a brother who's so into Fast and Furious and cars. And, like, he blubbers at the end of, like, unconsolable at the end of that movie. And I'm like, come on, dude, really? I mean, the dude died. I get it. It's the end of a legacy, but I mean, there's a point between being a man and then just being a little crybaby bitch about it, And no offense to anybody who cries at the end of that movie. Still, see, now I'm gonna get dislikes for that. He said something. He said something that's I don't agree with about Paul
I
Walker.
love my Fast and Furious movie, so.
Yeah. Oh, I do too. I still have not seen 8 yet.
Sad movies never make me sad.
I don't
will
know.
Cry
Ever
over happy movies.
Ever since I turned 30, it's gotten a little rough. I don't know if y'all have ever seen the movie about the firefighters in Arizona. What's the name of that movie? Oh gosh. Only the Brave.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
I had to let gravity do its work and lay on my back.
Okay, so real quick, final question or final answer.
All right, so final answer is $250.
How much in donations you made?
Nope. Way off.
What you
That's
cost
because
an hour.
Streamlabs doesn't work.
Right. What was that, Glitter?
What you cost an hour.
Ooh, a little bit more than that.
Well, you know what they say. I'm not gay, but 250 is 250.
But I mean, also I'm a female, so.
Right, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess how much it costs for your very first hooker in life.
Dang it! You were almost there, but no. Well, not close, but the answer is. God dang it! Pro Motivated got it right first again.
Really?
He did.
That's how much you
Pro
paid for your
Motivated,
first
you're
PC.
damn good, dude.
Oh, we gotta get him on the server. That's how much I paid for my quote unquote or quote unquote gaming PC.
The one you play on now.
No.
All right. So how much did you pay for that one?
The one I have now.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's been pretty much a swap here and there.
Just new parts and stuff like that.
Yeah, just trading and like I said.
So let's say since the initial 250 investment, so sounds like essentially the skeleton is the same PC. Like you didn't get a whole brand new PC, right?
No.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll run through it real quick. Okay, so I bought that for $250, sold it for $275. When it got, and I bought a Honda Civic. I did have a Honda Civic. I bought a Honda Civic for $200 from a guy. Changed out the pistons, the rods, all that kind of good stuff. And it kind of got on my nerves. I traded the PC I have now for a guy, which was AMD, and I swapped everything. I want to say I probably spent $650 in all.
Okay. So about average then. For decent PC.
If I sold it, it'd probably be worth right at $800.
Well, it helps when you do it piecemeal and you put all the installing yourself.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure that the $850 I spent on my PC from Skytech Gaming would have been half that had I bought the parts from PC Parts Picker and put it together. But I'm just not that guy. I will break a computer trying to put it together.
But see, I take risks. You know, I bought stuff from people that with no warranty and stuff like that. So, but I mean, it's worked for me so far. So,
and any really quick, any plans for upgrades in the new year?
Well, I mean,
pick up the new 2080 Ti.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw the
if somebody come and donate
2070s today.
How much are they?
Almost 2 Gs.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I was about to say your left nut, I think.
My next upgrade will probably be something that's probably gonna be like a 1080 Ti. I'm still gonna be like behind everybody, but
I've got the 1050 and I love it. 4 gig 1050 overclocked. I was an AMD fan for the longest time, and I still am. I was not into NVIDIA, but this one they got right. The 1050 Ti 4 gig, you run it overclocked, is a really nice card.
Wait a minute. Is Calendar just getting here?
Yeah, he's probably working.
Yep.
He's been here for about 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah. What's up, Calendar? I'm here.
It's Calander.
Oh, excuse me. It's not like a calendar.
It's calendar.
Yeah, or if you want to be
Calander.
Frenchy and church it up, it's Calandia.
Calandia. Do you pronounce the H or no?
Only in Middle Eastern countries.
Sorry.
Then the H stands for phlegm. And with that, we appreciate that, JB. That was really interesting, man. I love that that story, the hospital story.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, we are running a little late, so here's what we're going to do. We have to do our local weather break. Then we'll be back, and we'll get one from Bell, another new segment from Bell. We'll check in with JB again in our final segment. So we'll be right back. Here is your Q92 local weekend weather, brought to you by San Andreas Telephone. Some moments change your life. San Andreas Telephone. Look for clear skies tonight with chilly temps in the 50s, giving way to warmer temps topping out at 72 for the high on Saturday. Likely similar weather will last throughout the weekend with a 50% chance of scattered storms Sunday afternoon. For all the latest weather, traffic, and news updates, download the WCTR companion app, available now exclusively in the iFruit store. We now return you to the BlakeBro and Budda Show on Q92 WCTR Talk Radio.
Hey, look here, asshole. You ain't got to immigrate all the way from Puerto Rico like I did to know that you're listening to the BlakeBro and Budda Show on Q92 WCTR. That's the only place for talk radio worth hearing this side of Puerto Rico.
All right, and we are back. What's going on, everybody?
What up?
You guys having a good time?
Oh yeah, this fun stuff. I'm probably gonna need another shot of alcohol here in a little bit.
That's what this show's all about, man.
Oh yeah.
What do you think I got in this coffee cup over here?
Coffee?
No.
No?
It's too late for coffee. It's prime time for alcohol, though.
It's literally never too late for coffee.
I've got to say, you probably have the best job ever. You come up here and do what you want, talk about stuff, and get to drink what you want. Drink on the job. That's good stuff.
That's right. And it is San Andreas, so you better believe me, in that freezer out there, there is a half a pound of the state's finest. Don't tell the cops, man, especially those cuffs officers.
Yeah, no. No snitch around here. No snitch, full in effect.
That's right. All right. Well, real quick before we get to Bell, Tom, our resident wise guy and rant commentator, what do you got for us this week?
All right, this is what I got. So, we've been playing our online games, right? And typically you end up in games with other players. And it just seems like the toxic behavior of the griefing going on. It seems like it's switched to people just getting in game to grief other people, and it's a terrible trend that I'm seeing lately. I don't know if you guys are experiencing it.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I don't do PvP just for that. It's toxic. I think that these PvP games, the Battle Royale games, I think they bring out the sociopath murderer qualities in some people that is normally hidden because of society.
Well, I mean, I see it in chat all the time too.
Yep.
Well, not all the time, but and I want to
But
go.
now, where do you draw the line? Like, do you stop playing the game? Like Fallout's the perfect example again, and I'm sorry to keep going back to it. So, online only. I have to be in a server with other people. There is nothing that is stopping them from infringing on the time I'm spending with my friends, right? They come up stronger than me. They could start stealing whatever caps. Like, if they kill me, they could take my caps. You know, is that where we're heading as well? We're just going to have these games that PvE is the only option, or PvE. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not even just in situations like in Fallout, where like you are kind of set up for that to be a possibility. But even consider on the server where you'll pull someone over and they just start screaming obscenities and racial slurs just to be toxic.
Yeah, I think it's a complete attitude, and I think a lot of it comes from the whole two things. Number one, the whole keyboard warrior. They're hiding behind a screen.
Oh yeah.
And then there is the internet, the greater internet fuckwad theory. Have you guys heard this? The GIF theory?
No.
It's anonymity plus an audience equals a fuckwad. Because people behind a computer sitting here in chat, where they know if they went and said that to your face, Tom, or to yours, JB, or to mine, and caught us on the wrong damn day, they'd probably get their ass beat.
Oh, no doubt.
Right? Or at the very least, have to deal with the unpleasant social interaction of someone being upset with you and verbalizing that to your face. A lot of people can't handle that in this society, aka useless, worthless safe spaces, right? So
Agreed.
It comes down to that. Because they're on a computer and they think they're miles away, and there's this disconnect that now distance doesn't matter. None of that matters. They can say what they want and get away with it. And they can, for the most part. And I think a lot of it comes from their upbringing. A lot of it comes from their mental health and a lot of what's going on in their life. People will do things, act a certain way, say things, might spout off for no reason because they're upset about something in their real life. You know, so trolling's another part of that, right, Tom?
Oh yeah, no doubt. Well, see, and now I've recently got into like going down the rabbit hole of YouTube, watching people that give it back to trolls and shit.
Right.
So people that are computer savvy that use exploits through either VIOP or whatever back window resource they have. And it's like, hey, guess what? I know where you live in Texas. And then they get all quiet and it's starting to put them back in
I love
place. And I enjoy the shit out of that. I really do.
Yeah. I do too. I love seeing, like, I've been getting back into Rust lately a lot. And mostly it's because I've discovered that there are modded servers out there that make the grind a little easier, that take the whole PvP toxicity out of it. And a lot of people go, what else is to do in Rust except PvP? Well, you've got a lot of things that you can't do very easily while you have to be watching your back constantly. And I'm not talking about skilled players who do the PvP thing right and they judge you based on, their initial appearances of you coming across you in the game and realize and make that split-second decision. Do I attack them because I think it's going to help me, or is this going to be a fight that's just not worth my time one way or the other, and make the decision to move on with their gameplay? You also have the people that will kill anybody. They know you're naked. They know you have nothing but a torch and a rock, and they're going to kill you just for the satisfaction of killing you. You know, so PvE takes all of that away, and now I can focus. In Rust, I can focus on taking down the chopper. I can focus on going to the monuments and raiding the cargo ship and doing all this really fun stuff and building the big bases and getting better at the game without worrying about getting killed every 5 seconds.
But I also feel like it might lead to, in a small roundabout way, I feel like in some ways this leads to people acting without consequence. And sometimes it becomes hard to keep that from spilling over into your regular life.
Yeah.
And I think that might be why we have some of the issues I have, because, you know, kids do this because their parents aren't watching what they do online.
Oh, yeah.
You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Exactly. It's the internet, or it's the electronic babysitter thing, right?
Yeah.
It's so easy for parents that make money to just give their kids everything they want because it shuts them up. They're locked up in their bedroom, and there's no social interaction, and the parents just tell them to turn the shit off and go to bed. You know, and there's no talks with their kids like I have with my son, where they know what's going on with dad. They know why dad's depressed and upset today. They know why dad's inconsolable because he's so frustrated about whatever, you know, legitimate gripes and things that I have in my life that's going on. And they learn from that. It's good to see, for kids to see you vulnerable as an adult, because it teaches them, I think it teaches them that can happen to anybody, and that it may give them some kind of hint as to how to cope with that if they deal with it, you know. But Prony brings up a really good point, is that, you know, killing people in a game does feel good, though. And not for, I don't think Prony means it from some sort of sociopath kind of thought process. You know, maybe a little. I mean, maybe we're all a little bit that way. How many people have been stuck in traffic and you've been cut off by the same bitch in the same frickin', you know, 6-figure car 3 times, and she's being an absolute cunt about it, you know? And
listen, my very first truck had a ram bar, and more than one time I intentionally tapped a car.
You had a truck with a ram bar?
You know, I mean, how many people wanted to strangle somebody for being difficult in their lives? We all get those feelings. But the difference is, are you acting on that, or this comes back to the skill? Like I've played Rust with Prone. I've played PvP games with Prone. The way Prone goes about it is the way you should go about it. It's a game, you're having fun, and you're trying to reach the ultimate goal of the game, which is to be the winner, like in battle royale games like PUBG, or with Rust, where it's about domination. But there's a fine line between doing that and then just being a griefing asshole who just he gets a kick out of knowing that he is ruining your experience. He or she, you know, it's not always dudes either.
Yeah, that was my intent. Like,
yeah, I know, and it's a major problem in any game where you can kill another player. It is a major problem, and I believe that greater than 2 out of 10 people are like that.
Like me personally, I don't see what fun it would be to kill your naked player. Like, no,
if you get nothing from it except just griefing them, right? There's no point to me. I see what you're saying.
Right. But then again, you know, this is also comparing games like Rust, like PUBG, where that's the expected, you know, where you have to kill players to get ahead, to something like, and again, I know we keep circling back, but it's what we're playing now, to something like Fallout, where you're not supposed to grief other players. Like, the gameplay is not set up such that you get ahead by griefing someone else.
Yeah, and I've played Fallout during the beta, and I was always concerned about that, especially when you reach level 5 and the game throws up the big thing about, hey, you're level 5, you can kill other motherfuckers now. You know, that you don't get anything from it is what you're saying, really, aside from caps.
Caps and whatever junk they had.
Okay,
If
so
they have cruiser springs, I'll get them every time.
yeah, so unless someone's walking around with a ton of caps that they bought, because as I understand, microtransactions that game, you can spend money and buy caps, right?
Not for
No,
caps.
not caps. You can spend it on the atoms. Which
Oh,
are
okay, I
purely
mix it up.
cosmetic.
Okay, so then there's really, unless aside from somebody who has gathered a ton of caps, and they don't know how many caps they have on them until they kill them, right, and loot them.
Correct.
So there's no, in that game, they've made it so there's no real guaranteed way to get ahead by killing other players. So most players don't bother because the game, I will say the game is very immersive in what you have to do. There's always something to do. There's always something to see in that game. It's never the same experience in the same place twice for the most part. So I think in that way, Fallout did that right, don't you think?
I do.
But
I don't-
they should still have the option. Like, I don't want to engage in any kind of PvE or PvP, right? I want to get on, enjoy my friends' times, and let us do things together and let us do what we got to do without trying to watch our back if we take a workshop and we're trying to gather resources that way. Because we're spending resource, but now that puts you into a PvP category.
Right.
So I take a workshop, it goes across the server now that I have that workshop. So now it's putting a target on my back. Like, I just want to play the game and enjoy the game. And that's an easier way to get resource, but it puts you in a PvP arena.
Yep.
So then, I think the option should be in non-battle royale type games. So I'm excluding the battle royale because the goal of the battle royale is to kill everyone and be the only one to
Domination.
survive.
Be king of the hill.
So excluding that style of game, I feel like there should be an optional, kind of like that. What's that? The GTA mode where you can't be targeted.
Passive mode.
The passive
mode.
I think every game should sort of have a passive mode when you're playing in an open world or an online type game.
To give you the choice. I agree with that.
To give you the choice.
Yep. It's I don't think two sides are ever going to totally agree on it, to be honest with you. I mean, Prony brings up another point that if you're going to play a PvP game, then you should be playing it for the PvP, and I don't argue with that one bit.
Right, but I wouldn't consider certain games PvP, but it's still a possible outcome.
Right. Well, Red Dead Redemption 2 is one that's exactly in that category. That game is not meant to be go kill everybody, but you have that option in that game.
So since you brought up Prony, like the Escape from Tarkov could be played either way. So, I've watched him play just against NPCs. And then I've seen other people in the server as well. Like, if you just want to play that NPC way, you don't have that delineation. You don't have that option to just go one or the other, because you're going to have other people in the server, and it kind of pins you against them at that point, even if you don't want to be.
Yep. Yeah, I played Tarkov for a little bit. Thanks to Prony. He passed me on a code, which was really nice of the guy. And I gave it a shot. I gave it an honest shot, and it was a great game. It was a lot of fun. But the minute that you're thrown into PvP, when you have other players on the server, like, I could not get anywhere. I could not move. If I moved, I just got shot. And I don't know. I don't remember too much. I don't know if they've changed it, if players know that you're a lower level, if they can see that. I don't think they could when I was playing it, but for me, it became frustrating because the game was still new to me. I'm still learning the game mechanics. I've never been very much into PvP, so that part of the game mechanic I'm not very good at. So it gets frustrating for someone who wants to do it, but they can't, right? Because they continually get shot and griefed.
Yeah. How long would you stay with that game, when you have that learning curve that you have to go through, even if it's steep, like Rainbow Six, very steep learning curve. It's frustrating as hell when you can't just chill and learn first.
Right.
There's a line where you just, okay, you guys are just being assholes. Like, you were new once too. Why can't you just understand that?
Yep, exactly. Well, that was awesome, Tom. That was probably the best rant subject that you've come up with yet.
Right.
That was awesome because we were just talking about that the other day in TeamSpeak. I was hanging out in your TeamSpeak. We were talking about that. And I think that we could go on forever about that, but we got a time crunch to worry about. Belle, what you got for us?
Well, that magical holiday is upon us.
And what holiday is that? I forget.
Christmas?
Oh, that's right. Christmas is here.
New Year's?
I'm just kidding. How could I know? How could anybody forget about Christmas?
And general holiday, the holiday time of year. We are in what is considered the holidays, right? We're kind of regardless of your faith.
Yeah.
There is a holiday that appeals to everyone between the months of November and January.
Absolutely.
So I thought it would be fun to discuss the top 5 highest Christmas cheer states and the top 5 lowest Christmas cheer states. And this information was gathered based on basically Google searches. So it's the number of people in a state, or the percentage of people comparative in a state that Googled Christmas movies and gingerbread houses, shopping trends for wrapping paper, Christmas cards, Christmas ornaments, and quote-unquote elf on the shelf, Christmas music streaming, and anything that was found on social media relating to Christmas. So like, tweets and Instagram posts and Facebook posts and so on.
Right.
Okay.
So
wait.
the top...
Before you say that,
yes,
I'm going to go ahead and say that every top 5 state is in the Bible Belt. All right, go ahead.
Actually, not a single one of the top 5 is in the Bible Belt.
Uh-oh.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Well, never mind. I was wrong.
So if anyone in chat wants to know where a specific state fell, if you'll just throw up your state, I'll be happy to include it if it's not in the top 5. So the top 5 most cheerful Christmas spirited states are Washington State, South Dakota, Utah, Missouri, and Maine.
I would have never guessed any.
Where it's cold as shit, and they got nothing
It's
better
practically
to do.
the North
I guess
Pole.
it makes sense.
It's basically the North Pole. Like, I'm pretty sure the North Pole is actually Washington. Like, Santa just flies from that top corner of Washington.
Yeah,
where it, tickles Canada.
Yeah. Agreed.
And then the top 5 lowest Christmas cheer states. Or most uncheerful states. I don't know how to say it, but you know what I mean. We have Nevada, Michigan, New Jersey, Florida, Hawaii, and the most uncheerful state is Alaska.
Mississippi. Oh, dang.
Alaska, really?
Yeah.
Who could be cheery when it's -50 during Christmas?
I mean, how many elves living in Alaska? I mean,
Like all of them. They actually go from Alaska to Washington.
All of them.
Santa puts them on the back of a reindeer.
how do you feel if you work in retail and have to work Black Friday? You know what I mean?
Sore subject. Don't bring it up.
Yeah, especially for Tom.
Were you a victim of Black Friday or suspect?
Well, for some time, I was actually a assistant store manager for Walmart. So,
Good Lord. Off the air, you have to tell me this story.
Absolutely.
I had no idea you worked for Walmart.
All right, so Ohio was one that was asked for. Ohio ranks number 20. And I think Louisiana was also requested. Louisiana ranks number 36.
Where does Georgia rank in that?
Number 40.
Number
So
40.
It's
See, it's all the warm
that
states.
most of the Alaska is not warm.
Well,
at all.
Alaska,
They're just goddamn pissed off.
You can't even think when it's -50. All
New
right.
Jersey is not warm. Michigan is not warm. Minnesota is not warm.
They're all cranky people.
Montana is not warm.
Yeah, New Jersey's definitely cranky.
Dirty
Look,
Jersey.
hey, JB, if you had to live near Schnooky, wouldn't you be freaking upset too?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Schnooky.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
I've got all that heard.
surprisingly, most of the Bible Belt states are in the middle to bottom.
Wow. I mean, that's just interesting to me.
What about Tennessee and Arkansas? I'm
So-
surprised Mississippi isn't dead last.
Tennessee is number 6, actually. And I'm
Really?
sorry, if I had the Biltmore, I would have shit Christmas spirit too.
If you're what? Oh
The
gosh.
Biltmore.
Wow. Okay, where does
And
Arkansas
then
come in?
Arkansas is number 8.
Number 8. I bet you they wish they were number 8 for education. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, shit.
I actually really wonder how this would rank with education.
That would be an interesting comparison, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
We need to get a research grant for this and check out like all the social and socio-economical or economic.
Well, because if you think about it, if your shopping trends is what they're based on, if you're from a poor socioeconomic status, if you're buying wrapping paper, it ain't online; it's from the Dollar Tree.
Yep.
So
And
you
I'm
may
sure
be
the
onto
Dollar Tree
something
does
there.
not get included in these surveys.
Well, no, it's online shopping.
Oh, this is just
all
for online shopping.
based.
Okay. Or part of it anyways.
No, it's all online based. It's Google searches, it's Google shopping trends, so online shopping, Christmas music streaming, and then social media about
Gotcha.
Christmas.
Mm.
So it's all online based.
That's interesting. That's interesting too, because I mean, we all know that, well, let's just say it's not a secret that even in low income areas, there are plenty of people with cell phones and iPads and internet access and all that.
No, right, absolutely. I mean, even the poorest there are homeless shelters that have Wi-Fi.
Yep. Exactly.
So, no, you still have access to online, but you're not going to be purchasing.
Yeah. It's hard to purchase when you don't have the money. That's for damn sure.
Well, when you got that bomber phone.
Unless you have credit, then it's really easy to get
Oh,
yourself in much bigger trouble.
Oh, yeah.
So, well, that was freaking interesting. Absolutely. Do you have? I know. We kind of ran out of time. But you had talked about possibly coming up with some more Amazon stuff. Do you want to save that?
Yeah,
Or do you
that's
have?
my goal. I mean, it's up to you guys. I have a couple things we can cover from Amazon. We can run through those real quick, or I can save them for next time. It's up to you guys.
I'm good either way. What do you think there, Tom and JB?
I'm sitting here. I'm good.
I'm good.
Go for it, Ms. Bell.
All right, so this one, I'm not going to read them all, but it's the top 31 most popular but embarrassing products you can buy online via Amazon. So number 1 is the Belly Bandit, which goes underneath of your bra to absorb boob sweat.
They call it the Belly
Tetris.
Bandit.
Yeah, they call it the Belly Bandit.
Tetris.
I'm just really trying to get you some marketing motivation here.
I see that.
So that's so the money's not sweaty when they hand it over.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. There's just no need to put money in your damn bra.
Yeah, or a cell phone, or a lighter.
Or
There's
everything.
no reason to put anything except tits in a bra.
Amen to that.
Onyx wouldn't have a job if it.
Better yet, I just say that women should go back like they did in the 60s and burn them damn things and never wear them again. But that's just my misogynist opinion.
Then you got some that, well, never mind. Let me shut up.
Some would be tripping over them.
Look, hey.
Exactly.
Hey.
And that'd be like putting it up under that little flap, like putting it up under their arms. You know what I mean?
Look.
That's why
Rodney
we call it money
Carrington said
clip.
it best when he said, "Look, babe, your boobs ain't bad; they're just a little long."
Oh boy.
Up next, we have a huge sticker that functions as a toilet plunger. So you put it over the bowl of your toilet, and it kind of inflates itself, sort of like a saran wrap, and then you push on it to function as a plunger.
That's an interesting concept.
Yep. There's an antiperspirant hand cream, so your hands don't sweat.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Does it help with grip too?
I wouldn't think so, because it's probably powder-based. Because most antiperspirants are powder-based or zinc-based, which is what's in one of the things in baby powder.
Yeah,
And of
so I would
course it
assume that it would
covers-
be there'd be just be putting lotion on. There'd be a little bit of a buffer period.
And I'm sure on that bottle it says for external use only.
Probably. Then next we have a cream. It's called Fresh Breasts, and it is an anti-chafing, cooling powder cream to place underneath the tatas. It's made by the same people that make Fresh Balls, which we probably
Fresh
mostly heard
balls
of.
are phenomenal.
That is $1 million name right there.
Fresh balls is like the best product ever. For
Really?
somebody
I
that
use
leaves-
Gold Bond.
No, it is 100 times better than Gold Bond.
Really?
It
I
blows
gotta
it
look
away.
into this, dude, because as a YouTuber, especially in the winter when I have to wear, long pants to stay warm, I mean, that's an issue for male YouTubers who sit in the chair all day.
It is a definite wonderful product. I completely endorse it.
Okay.
Hey, JB, we talk about real stuff here.
Yeah. I mean, I don't buy any products to make my balls fresh. I mean,
It's not to make
It's
them
more.
fresh.
It's an anti-chafing cream, basically, so
Yeah.
that like if
Okay.
you're running around a lot, your nuts don't chafe.
So in a human environment or in a human state period, when you're walking 16, 17 miles a day at work, it becomes an issue.
yeah. But it's not the nuts that chafe. It's the
They call it
it's
fresh
for the-
balls
it-
because
yeah,
to call it fresh groin.
It-
just
it's
because
the
I mean I
groinal
hate to see
area.
somebody like scratching their balls all day.
No, it's for the groinal area.
a fresh groin just doesn't have the same flair that fresh balls does.
Oh, good Lord.
I'm just saying.
Don't you love the smell of nice, smooth balls in your hand?
From the makers of Tetris, we bring you fresh groin.
That's
Exactly.
better.
There you go. Fresh groin.
The Backblade 2.0 is a razor designed specifically with the hairy man involved. It comes with an elongated handle so you can reach every part of your back independently to independently shave in the shower.
What failed on the 1.0 that there's a 2.0 version?
How many people are missing half their back fat now?
Right?
I would think that someone who's overly hairy, especially in the southern states in the summer, I mean, if you have a lot of hair glands, you have a lot of potential spots for acne.
True.
So that's every time I think about that, these products like that, I'm like, how much would that suck to be in a hurry and you're just going to go do that and you end up slicing one right the hell off, and then who's going to hold the toilet paper on it? How are you going to get the
I think you would
Band-Aid
just
on?
Press yourself firmly against your shower. Like just press your back firmly against your shower to tampen out the bleeding.
Yeah, it just seems like using a sharp instrument anywhere that you can't actively see and have access to, that's just a bad idea.
Yeah.
That's why they don't sell a full set of metal dental tools to anybody, right?
Oh yeah. I guess.
So then, I mean, there's several, of course, but we have a tonsil stone remover kit, which I'm sorry, some people are into Dr. Pimple Popper and all that kind of thing. I freaking love watching tonsil stones be removed.
What the hell is a tonsil stone?
I know,
It's
right?
basically like a calcium deposit that forms in people that still have tonsils.
Fuck, that's what I
And it's-
wanted to
what's
hear.
just like this hard piece of calcium that they gotta
Yeah.
pull out of somebody's throat.
Yep. They just pop out. If you gag enough, they'll come out.
Can you swallow it?
Yeah, it's not harmful. I mean, it's just like normal. It's actually like the like plaque and stuff in your mouth. As you swallow throughout the day, it gets caught up in the grooves in your tonsils.
Damn.
That's nasty.
It is such a gratifying thing to watch.
Thank God mouthwash takes care of plaque, loose plaque.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool, the squatty potty.
The squatty potty. Now there is a commercial that will make you go, what the F did I just watch?
Squatty potty?
Oh yeah.
Yep. So it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
a little stool that you put next to your toilet, like right next to your commode, and you prop your feet up on it. And the theory behind it is it straightens out your rectum to a more natural position in which to poop. Because if you
Yeah.
consider the idea of evolution, and at some point we squatted on the ground to shit, that's how our bodies are most capable of having a healthy bowel movement.
You mean like sitting up in the fetal position?
Basically,
Yeah.
yeah.
Basically, yeah. You're squatting, but what you're doing is by putting your feet up when you're sitting on the toilet is you're emulating a squatting position. So it puts all of your internal organs and the exit in line, so to speak. Which
I don't know.
Some people have said it's great. Some people have said that it doesn't do anything. I'm curious myself, but after watching the commercial for it, you just don't know. Trust me, I can't explain it. You just have to watch it.
Barring any medical problems, 40 years, I haven't said, I need to make this easier on myself.
Right. It is what it is, right?
I never thought about that, though.
You drink enough water and enough coffee, that's the way it's going to be anyways.
Yeah, I got a lot of gas. I can try, during those moments, just like piss it out. Just like walking down the middle aisle of my store and just kind of like go right in the squat position, just let it rip.
Well, so
that was easy.
That actually is not a bad idea. You know how when babies have gas, you're supposed to push their knees up to their chest?
Oh, yeah, and it works.
It works. It's the same thing.
I just hope no mustard and seeds like this.
So if I'm ever in the store he works in and we see him squatting behind the boxed refrigerators on the bottom of the pallet shelf,
I will fart right there.
He's ripping one, folks. That's
if you're in a new position, you're risking too much.
we don't want Winkle falling out, right? Winkle stand.
Exactly.
Hey, I don't know whatever you guys do off show time.
I'm about to go Google this fresh balls.
Fresh balls and squatty potty. Your wife is gonna be like, "What the hell?"
Oh, should be good.
Another interesting set is the Gotta Go Poncho, and it is the ultra portable restroom. So each package contains one large poncho that you wrap around yourself, a poop bag, a pee bag, and then a toilet cloth to wipe with. So you can go wherever the urge strikes. Like in your store, for example.
Wow.
Yeah. I only go in the unisex.
Listen,
why? Is it cleaner?
At work has the bathroom they prefer to poop in.
Oh, yeah.
No, because they have the handle. It's so much easier to go with the handle.
No, I don't touch the handle.
You don't?
No.
Yeah, that's what sinks are for, right? Sinks and soap.
Oh.
Yeah. You want to know my process?
I'd love to hear this.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so all right, we wear the red vest. So I walk in there, I shut the door. Oh yeah, which brings me to my next point. Make sure you lock the door when you use the unisex. I had an employee walk in on me one day, and I just kind of sit there like, shut the door. Anyway,
Whoops.
You mean so it wasn't like a the door?
No, I was just
Okay.
kind of like looking at my phone, and I was exposed. Like she was like almost all the way in there, because you walk in the door, you're not really looking. But anyway, I set my vest up. I grabbed me 3 long toilet sheets. I flip them over, fold them, sit them on the toilet. You got one for the right side, the middle, and the back, and then the one on the left side. Drop my drawers and take my poop. That's pretty much it.
Well,
Wow.
that was enlightening.
That's too much, dude.
You don't have the fancy toilet protectors?
We do, but they like break, and then like I'm afraid that because you got the middle part that's attached to the sides. I'm afraid if I sit on there and I gotta go really bad, then that middle part is gonna hold the poop up, and it might like touch my butt.
You're supposed to kind of rip the middle sides and just leave the back flat.
Yeah, but it rips the whole thing, so you gotta grab another one. Do the same thing over and over.
I don't know. You paying for it?
Brody, I'm the same way, and I'm actually kind of featured on this show. I don't know what the hell is happening right now or what we're listening to.
This is what I need to play the train derailing gif on stream.
Exactly. Choo choo.
Prony says YOLO, Moonland that shit.
Oh, man.
Wow. Well, that was very enlightening, Belle. Thank you.
I mean, I feel educated now that I know how JB
If you ever
defecates.
walk into Lowe's and go to unisex, just think of me.
I'm probably going to avoid
phrasing.
doing both of those things now. But thank you for your glowing endorsement.
They're saying TMI, JB.
TMI.
So,
Oh.
did anybody make that
Sorry.
Starbucks cutoff?
Yeah.
Look, I'll have you know that all that is done in the privacy of my own home, where I am the king of the hill when it comes to what's allowed on my intra network. So
That's
Or
cool.
you're the
That's cool.
barista.
that's right.
Hashtag be your own barista.
That's right. That is right. Expert View says this is better than Jerry Springer any day. And yes, for someone who asked this, we are in custom 5M server in GTA 5. This entire show is filmed, for lack of a better term, filmed entirely in GTA 5. I hope you like the concept. It's pretty unique as we're learning. So, back to JB real quick before we go. What
right.
what kind of plans do you have for the future, sir? What's next coming in 2019 for the JB Twin channel?
Yeah, I really like to start getting into doing some vlogs. So I just kind of want to make the channel real diverse so people know who I am and kind of get to see the other side of me. Like, it's not just gaming.
Okay, so we can look to see more of your pretty face.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of a 2x2 square on the screen.
Oh, yeah. I am. Yeah.
I am going to go
man,
watch your automotive
I'm like
video
10
now.
times better looking than Denzel. I'm just saying.
King Kong ain't got
Denzel
nothing on
just
you. Is
mad.
that it?
Huh? What was that?
King Kong ain't got nothing on you.
That's right.
And you're gonna put cases
right,
on all
yeah.
them MFers.
I'm going to put a case on all the Monday through Friday.
Can you do a good Denzel?
Let's see here. Let me think of a part of a movie. I can't. I
can't.
can do Major Payne pretty good.
Major Pain. Oh, I like him. Wasn't he the one that told him he's gonna put the foot in the ass of the deaf kid or something like that?
I'm gonna stick my foot in your ass. Is that clear, dummy? Sure, you dirt.
That movie
Yeah.
was funny, dude.
Oh yeah.
That was
So,
a great
yeah,
movie.
Just maybe vlogs, and then just trying to I want to try out some just different mods, and I love mods because there's just so many things you can do. I mean, whether it be with ATS or just showcasing different things.
What
I love
about new
5M.
games you're planning? Anything that you're planning to do in the new year?
Any new
Be
games,
it released already or not yet?
dude?
Like, is there what's burning the money in your pocket that you want to get and play in the coming year?
Not Police Sim 2018.
No, it's not. Honestly, I don't know.
So there's nothing
big
really.
I was big on car games.
Yeah.
So like Gran Turismo, and then I wanted to go and buy Forza Horizon, whichever the last one was that just came out.
I don't know. FH3 was better than 4.
I don't
in
know
my
how I
opinion.
felt about it. I play iRacing, which I enjoy a lot because it's it's real. It's like real. It's real. And I don't know if y'all have ever heard of iRacing.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I hate the fact that it's just like a subscription deal. So you just pay for like a 1-year subscription, and then once you get into the game, you still got to buy other stuff. So I don't know. I don't really have any games on my radar right now.
Gotcha. Me, I'm personally excited about Red Dead Redemption 2 for the PC coming October 20 fucking never.
Yeah, that was the one thing I was gonna say. That's probably the only thing I'd be looking forward to. I mean, because
Yeah.
GTA 5 is going on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah. All right. So real quick, we have to ask, Yeah, yes or no? Do you think we'll see GTA 6 anytime in the next 5 years? My answer is no. They're not going to budge on that until they release RDR2 for PC and get a bunch of microtransactions out of it, like the shark cards for GTA 5.
Well, and here's my thoughts on it. You got GTA 5. How long did it take that to come out?
For PC, it took them 2 extra years?
Yeah.
And still then it didn't work right.
Yeah. And I look at the smallest details in GTA 5, the smallest. And I'm like, they have to hire so many people to put this game together. And you mean to tell me they have enough people to work on GTA 6 and Red Dead 2?
No, it ain't gonna happen.
I would think I'm kind of confident that GTA 6 is already created and they're waiting for all of their possible financial gain from GTA 5 and or Red Dead before they release it.
Yeah. Definitely with all the unreleased stuff from 5 that they haven't released. They're just trying to figure out a way for Leslie Benzies to not sue their ass.
Well, you got to figure it's coming soon because they dropped GTA 5 in Steam again.
Oh yeah, that's true.
$15.
Yep. But I would say 2022. I've seen that date somewhere. I don't know where, but I don't know. That's better than trolling saying it'll be out next year.
Oh yeah, or that you have it and you're giving away copies.
Yeah, exactly.
From your best friend who is the owner of Rockstar.
I actually go on there and look at it and watch I'm like, hey, I know that street. Oh, I know that car. Yeah. I know that this is GTA 5.
Well, just wait. Like I said, there was a lot of unreleased content with that game. Stuff that was supposed to make it into the game that they took out before the final version. And if you guys want an interesting read, before we move on to the outro here, if you guys want an interesting read, look up the whole Hauser brothers, and I think his name is Leslie Benzies, I think is his name. He is the guy that is first listed on the credits when the credits roll in GTA 5, and he was a major part of that game and of Rockstar for many, many years. And the Hauser brothers canned his ass, and he ended up trying to sue him. I don't know how it went because I lost interest in it, but he ended up going after him for $150 million of stuff that he says he was owed. And it's a really interesting read, and I'm curious to know how 6 is going to play out with that unreleased content.
Okay, let me ask you a question, because this is what I've been wondering. When GTA 6 does come out, how long do you think before another LAPDFR or whatever it is?
I'm willing to bet it's gonna be from the date it's released on PC. I'm gonna say you're gonna be at least 1 year.
Son of a bitch.
At least.
You think it'll take them that long?
Well, think about it this way. It took them almost a year to get LSPDFR out. It took them about a year or so. And don't quote me, folks, I'm not exact on these dates. It took them that long or a little longer for LCPDFR.
Well, and I'm looking at how long it's taken them to release 0.4.
04 for a system they already know. Exactly. That's my point. Exactly. How much does Rockstar grief us modders? They have literally injected code into the game on DLC updates that randomly will crash your game to desktop if you have mods running. Okay. So think about it this way. What is GTA 6 and Rockstar for GTA 6? What is Rockstar and Take-Two? How are they going to handle modding for that game? Are they going to loosen up and figure out a way, even if we have to pay through microtransactions, for example, in order to have the ability to mod for that game, or some sort of special program that we have to pay extra?
I can see that happening. Yeah,
I think they're going to tighten it up more. I think what's going to happen is they're going to somehow take complete control of something like Open4, and it'll be the only modding tool, and it'll be a Rockstar modding tool, and you'll have to buy that tool for probably $40 or $50. And that'll be the only tool that will be able to mod the game. So it's going to be very interesting to see when that game does drop for PC, how long it takes for developers to figure it out, to figure all the ins and outs, how to work around the code, and get mods to work in that game.
So if that is the case, would it be in your best interest to invest into something like that, or to be like, forget that?
What? And to learn how to mod?
No, to buy the program.
Well, if you want to mod, I mean, if that's your only option, if they're going to figure out a way that the only way the game code is going to let you modify it is if it reads their program, and the mods have to go through that program, or you have Rage Pro. Have you been part of Park's beta program or Darkmire's beta program, or anybody that uses Rage Pro for the licensing for plugins? So if they can do that now, what can Rockstar do with their game? Right? So I just see there's going to be a lot for modders to overcome for that game. I can already foresee that, based on the fact that Rockstar and Take-Two actually had the balls to go after modders. You remember that whole thing, right? Nobody's forgotten that.
Oh yeah, no.
So I don't trust Take-Two. I don't trust Rockstar anymore.
Nope.
I feel like this, like I just said on Twitter the other day, this new DLC that just got dropped for online, it for me, it ranks number 2 on the shittiest DLCs for GTA ever, only behind Tiny Racers. I really feel like Rockstar should be working on bringing RDR2 to PC and focusing on that than trying to rip off GTA 5 online players. And, and do what they always do, which is have a big, huge sale on all their shit and games, so you clear out your account. So when the new DLC drops, you have to buy shark cards in order to take part in the DLC.
Can't say it's not good business practice for them.
No, well, can't. I mean,
Not at
people
all.
are going to pay for it. They're going to pay for it. That's why hookers are still hookers these days, right? Some
Very
people, it's
true.
just easier to pay for it. Not me, of course. Never. Never.
Some people just want to sleep alone.
That's right. That's
Just where
right.
it goes.
All right. Well, we folks have originally reached the end of episode 3. We've been through 3 of these things now.
Whoop whoop.
All right.
I know. JB, I really, really appreciate you being here, man.
And I appreciate you having me on the show. It's
Absolutely.
been nice. It was really nice.
Hell yeah.
And Tom and Bell, I love you guys, and the show would not be nearly as entertaining without you two.
You just like her
Thank you.
Amazon.
I like her Amazon. I
think
do.
that's what
I
it
do
is.
like her Amazon. I like your Amazon too, though.
Oh, well, thank you.
That's right.
Tom's Amazon is bigger. I'm not gonna lie.
That's why we call him the Han Brolo, the Brolenium Falcon.
Or the
Oh,
Italian
hey,
stallion.
you know
That's
what?
it.
You know what I just realized?
That the
I
fifth
left-
dentist caved, and they all recommend trying it now.
No, I left my headphones out on the couch in the waiting room.
Oh, I thought something was missing.
I
just
thought it
about
just
that.
would like mess with your style.
Mess with your style. You gotta love it.
Kanye over there didn't like him.
No, we've had this conversation.
That's right. That's right. Okay. So next week, Belle, you got anything highlights for next week? Or you keep it secret?
We might cover a crazy Christmas story or two, because I'm one to milk it.
Gotcha.
And maybe guys in chat for next week, and girls in chat, and maybe whoever I guess is, and you fellas around the table be ready to share maybe one of your craziest Christmas experiences.
That would be a really good thing to get some viewer interaction on that.
Oh yeah.
But
That's a
I
good
think I
idea.
can,
In the comments below after the stream, folks, you should do that. You should tell us your what's the craziest Christmas story? Is that what you said?
Yeah. If you'll comment on the upload, I will share them on the next stream. I'll read them and share them on the next stream.
Well, there you go. That would be fun. I'm looking forward to that. Next week, I'm not going to give away the guests yet. We'll be posting that soon, and I don't think I changed the graphic either. It's still going to say Onyx Eye. It's the next week's guest. Who knows? Maybe it will be again. Everybody loved Onyx Eye on here.
Hell yeah.
That's right. That's right. All right, folks. Well, we do appreciate it. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe on the way out. Make sure you check out Fasulo Gaming. Check out JB Twin's channel as well. That's JBTwin286 on YouTube. And I do believe I've dropped his link in the description below. If not, I will update that right after the stream here. So thanks again, once again, guys. This has been a really fun episode, and we missed Blake, but like I said, he was caught up in a layover and couldn't be here, so he should be here next week. For sure. So we'll see you next time, everybody. Why don't you say goodbye, folks?
All right,
Bye,
folks. Take care.
Bye-bye.